Hello and welcome. This is the Connection Hub, and I'm Vanessa, a psychic medium who channels messages for the divine and your loved ones. Before we jump into the topic of today's reading, I just wanted to share that I've officially opened up my calendar to accept new clients. The link to my calendar is posted down below. For any of the singles that have come across this video, when it comes to the energy of your partner, this is going to be speaking to the energy of the partner coming in, the next person that you're going to be dating or meeting. Our first pile is nothing will come of this situation. Your dreams need a practical plan. Full moon in Taurus. And then lastly, we have faith in your dreams. Waxing crescent moon. Go ahead and choose your timestamp down below in the description. Hello, group one. If you have chosen nothing will come of this situation, let's go ahead and get into your reading. I think it actually could have so many different meanings inside of it. So before I get ahead of myself, we'll figure out what that means in a moment. Over here, I have your energy check and I have the energy check of your person. After we go through the energy check, then messages are going to come through on how you can find balance and how you can help this relationship move forward in a healthy way. And then this card in here, this is going to be your message for your connecting energy. So first for yourself, you have nourishment, resilience, honeymoon, enjoy the bliss of holiday time together. Next, we have love yourself first. Your self-respect makes you more romantically attractive. I was sitting down and I was doing a bunch of writing last night, and I channeled a message along the lines of I value and I completely respect myself more than I ever have. So there's something that is coming through already about just self-love. And you know what? Even more than self-love is just reflecting on your journey and how you can really start taking care of yourself as an individual. Let's just go ahead and flip these cards next and see what we have. So we have growth, and the number there is number 5. We have self-love. Oh my gosh. Okay, amazing. When I was talking about reflection, I was very clearly seeing you not only reflecting on your years past, but actually looking in the mirror. And I knew that the both of you coming together, there's things that you're helping each other with and very clearly mirroring with each other, because we have that self-love and how you can reflect and how you can pour your energy into yourself. And then also here with the growth and the self-love card coming up for the person that you're with or the person that you will soon be meeting and starting a relationship with. This is very loving and mirroring energy. But the ask is not to get stuck in codependent behaviors, and to really encourage and really lift each other up in supporting one another to stay as independent in your relationship together as you can, while also nurturing and helping to guide one another along those individual paths. It is safe for you to love. Open your heart to give and receive the highest energy of all. This is just talking about interference in terms of being nervous or having second thoughts about jumping into a relationship because they recognize that they've lost themselves in previous relationships. Religious factors. Your love life is influenced by your religious upbringing and spiritual path. Okay, that's beautiful. I actually was just looking at the timer then, and the timer came up to 555, which is a beautiful number for the twin flame journey and partners coming together on more of a soul path. Before I flip the combining energy of the both of you, this over here, just to speak to the religious factors, how do I say this like soft enough not to sway anyone's own personal conviction, and like convince people of otherwise? I mean, everyone is going to do what they're going to do, but you know, I'm in this position where I should share the things that I've observed around me. In my parents' relationship in particular, my father actually, he grew up in a Catholic household, like an Irish Catholic household. So this household was very, very into the church. I think because of that, as an adult, that is the one thing he never pushed on any of his own children. He never pushed us to go to church. He never forced us to be a part of the church. He married my mom. My mom also grew up in a household of faith, but it wasn't as strict, I guess I could say. And today you'll find my mom going to church every single weekend, and she has a nice prayer before meals, but my dad doesn't join her. My dad doesn't go to church. Now, where he stands in his own faith is one thing, and where my mom stands in her own faith is another. And they fully love and fully support each other, all religious factors aside. And when it comes to religious factors, your love life is influenced by your religious upbringing and spiritual path. It's one thing to be a follower in terms of wanting to get close to him as an individual. Now, when it comes to a partnership, I don't think religion or any type of faith should be pushed onto a partner. I would say that if you are someone that has maybe a strong religious background, it would likely be important to you to find someone who also has some type of faith, spiritual or anything. You know, they believe in a higher force. I think that that is something that could come together in a really healthy way, as opposed to maybe coming together in partnership with someone who's agnostic, like someone who just doesn't believe in God at all, but even worse, would like fight their opinion on there being no God. I don't, if it's so supremely one way to being so supremely different in the other direction, I don't see a melding, I suppose. But if there's respect and understanding and some sort of give and take in understanding that someone practices faith in different ways, then I think a relationship like that could absolutely work. The partner that you do have, or the partner coming in, could actually feel a little bit timid over the fact of you having a faith that they don't belong to, or maybe a religion or maybe practices that they don't belong to. But I think that that's also something that can be talked about and can be discussed, and having your expectations of what that looks like together in partnership should be something that is talked about sooner than later. Okay, moving on to your joining energy transformation. This is beautiful. The time you do share together, I'm hearing, is going to be long lasting, and it's going to be extremely transformative. There's something about this relationship being a mature relationship. And if that isn't of your current age now, it is symbolic of it being mature in terms of a lot of past life reincarnations with one another. There is going to be a lot of growth, a lot of personal growth, and actually a lot of internal curiosities that are faced and challenged and really worked through with one another. The nothing will come of this situation. This is so interesting. I love that that card is like front row center, and I'm so intrigued just hearing the messages in the book. So let's see. If you're asking about a new project of any kind, so if you're asking about a new relationship, this is a sign to adjust your expectations or change things so you get a different outcome. Remember, the cards can only predict what you're currently creating, and you can change that with both behavior and beliefs. Okay, so additional meanings for the card. The chances of something are diminishing. Surrender to the divine. Take time out, meditate, and contemplate. Okay. This is making so much sense. So we've established here that there is mirroring between yourself and this partner. We've also established there being codependent tendencies between yourself and your partner. The nothing will come of this situation in the book is basically saying to us, like, maybe there is something about a stubbornness coming through from the partner side, and maybe you feel defeated because there isn't like that nice molding or blending of differences in this area. I'm also being drawn now to this resilience, and I'm even noticing that the flow of the message is coming through so much more easily. It is really, really interesting how like the tables have kind of turned, right? How they've switched. This could be very hopeful. And there is this element of hope. I'm still feeling hopeful for the both of you, but the differences here and the toxicity could actually be based around maybe not even just religious factors, but just based around this seeing things too differently, too black and too white, too codependent. So you're two entirely different people and there isn't enough communicating or isn't enough effort being put into this moment of transformation. Yes, like this moment of actually coming together. Over here for yourself, if you do view this partner as someone that you would like to transform with and for, not you transforming them, but the relationship as a whole transforming together to positively impact your partner and yourself. It really is going to take this element of loving yourself first, self-love. The both of you have to put pen to paper and figure out how you want to spend your time individually. There's something about being two together and I guess just not independent of one another. Like you have to do all the things together. It really is a matter of sitting down, putting your pen to paper and figuring out the new hobbies you want to try, maybe old hobbies that you left in the past that you want to resurrect and have added again. Establish what it is you need to feel really, really good, what it is you need to feel as though you're taking care of yourself in the best ways possible, and encourage your partner to do the same. If this is something that you want to grow with and you want to put your focus and attention on, you can make suggestions to this partner. But if they follow through or not, it's going to be entirely up to them and where they are on their soul's path and on their journey. This nourishment is bringing me to the idea and this need of needing to put your focus into balancing your life, really fulfilling your cup in a way that you're going to feel absolutely satisfied and taken care of, like entirely nourished. So what can you do to put focus on your physical world and your physical health, your emotional state, your spiritual well-being, and your mental agility? Those four pillars, when you put a balanced amount of effort into those areas of your life, you're going to feel so much more whole and less dependent on other people to fill your cup for you. My eye is going to the enjoy the bliss of holiday time together. It's so conflicting. Oh my gosh, it's such a conflicting message. Okay, so what's just dropped in is once you do take this path of solidarity and you really nurture yourself and take care of yourself, once you do spend time together, it's going to feel so much more blissful. It's almost as if right now the sense I'm getting is the both of you together is like a rag that's been wrung out time and time and time again. Like it's old, it's crinkly, it's starting to smell like it's salty, like it's not vibrant, it's not giving life. And when you do nurture yourself, and hopefully when your partner does nurture themselves, when you do come together and spend that time together, it's going to feel really exciting. It's going to feel fresh and it's going to feel really new. It will be very transformative for the both of you. A little bit more on your partner's side. 56 is coming to me, which adds up to an 11. And I feel like this could actually be a partnership that you've manifested, maybe a partnership that you've could only have dreamed of coming into, someone that you really do desire. I don't see the both of you separating or like breaking up in any way like this, but it will be extremely important for the both of you to really put love and focus into yourselves while you still are together. If that's something that your partner doesn't want to do, then like the main card suggests, there could be another relationship better suited for you, especially if you are on this path of resilience, if you are on the path of self-growth and self-improvement and just really going after the life that you want to build for yourself. It's important to pair yourself with others, romantic or not, that will really support that and meet you with your values. And what you do value is very charming to find in other people, and it makes relationships with others longer lasting if their values do align with yours. That's the energy check with where you're at right now. I'm going to move these cards out of the way, and we're just going to pull a couple more for you. So here we have the Spirit Messages Oracle deck. And these are going to help us understand the These are going to help us understand the patterns and habits in the relationship. And because there is such heavy mirroring, I'm just going to take these messages for the both of you and just kind of see where things go. So the first message is trust yourself more. Know that you are in the right place at the right time. Opportunities will present themselves to you when they're meant to, all in divine timing. Get excited about the future again instead of fearing it. Okay, phenomenal. You know what I'm getting? So when I was talking about you, like the 1111, like this partner that you're manifesting, it all makes sense. It totally makes sense with all of the mirroring. Have you ever heard that term of like energy attracts like energy? Really, really focus on that self-love, on taking care of yourself, of filling all of your cups, mental, emotional, spiritual, and physical. And the partner is going to reflect that. Like energy attracts like energy. And that's why we're getting such a heavy message on mirroring. Let's say this is a current partner that you have called in, and you do recognize the mirroring, you do recognize the codependent tendencies and behaviors. When you do put this focus into yourself, hopefully it does inspire your partner, but know that exactly where the both of you are right now together is, as the message reads, it's exactly how it's supposed to be, and opportunities are going to present themselves to you to navigate where you are in order to help the both of you figure out where it is you really want to go. And it's almost like this reminder is coming in, or maybe a message is coming in, guidance is coming in saying, take care of this now so that moving forward, your relationship is more balanced and is healthier. I hope all of that makes sense. I'm sure it does. So the next card is focus your mindset on what you can control instead of what you can't. The world is your oyster. Elevate your thought patterns so that you can attract abundance into your life. You are what you believe. I had someone in my life like tell me over and over again that the idea of control or control itself is an illusion because it doesn't exist. And I think not entirely is that statement true, because we do have that power of choice and decision. It's the most powerful thing that we can hold on to. is what are we going to choose and what are we going to decide for ourselves? So focus your mindset on what you can do as an individual and understand that where this partner is entirely up to them to sort out and to figure out for themselves. We all have that path, right? I'm seeing like a mother figure coming in and enabling this partner to the point of taking care of them so much or wanting to keep them underneath their wing for so long that this is just a pattern that this person has gotten used to, right? Like just being super, super close and very dependent on the person that they love the most in this world. Trust the wait. You are being prepared for your blessings. In order to receive, you have to be ready to receive. Things you are going through now are not random. Trust the flow of the universe. Before I even started reading this, I knew that this card was coming in the center. And it's just that combined energy, trust in the wait. If this ask is requiring you to have a little bit more patience with your partner, just trust that things are going to unfold exactly as they need to. I love this line in the card. Things you are going through now are not random. I think that's one of the most amazing reminders. Like nothing is random. Nothing is random at all. Everything has a meaning to it. Sit in silence for a moment and listen. Ask yourself, like, what do you want to try? What hobbies do you want to bring back into your life? The answers you have been seeking are finally coming to you. Truly trust and believe that you are going to make it and be exactly where you need to be. We are on this journey with you. Hang in there. It's not much longer. Reach out to loved ones, reach out to your angels, reach out to your spirit guides, reach out to your higher self and talk to them and ask them questions so that they can help remind you that you're not on this journey alone, that even through the challenges and the hard times and the navigating and the figuring things out, oh gosh, I know. I giggle because I relate. I know that it seems like such a journey walking up the mountain, but after every journey, there is not only great stories to share, but amazing lessons that have been learned, and you're doing absolutely amazing. Sitting in silence, maybe removing yourself from outside influences, from parents who really love you, from friends who really love you, from anyone's opinion. Gather guidance, listen to guidance, but separate yourself from opinions that don't align with you. Get really quiet and start asking your own heart what it is you need to hear in the moment. Don't place limits upon yourself. You are an infinite being with unlimited potential. You can have and be anything you want. Don't hold yourself back or allow anyone else to. This is your life. Live your truth and remain heart-centered at all times. I think those last two messages actually go really well together. I'm hearing to pull two from the Moonology deck, so we'll do that. And okay. First, we have the end of a tough cycle approaches. Love this for you. And then we have the energy is gaining momentum. Maybe you were feeling really stuck, or maybe the both of you were feeling really stuck. And hearing this and understanding how you can help yourself to help each other is really going to just propel you forward in really great ways. The end of a tough cycle approaches. I'm just flashing back to the message I was getting with the ringed out cloth. I feel a freshness. There is great opportunity around a freshness. The answer to that is to start pouring the focus into yourself. It's clear that there's a pattern of codependency and mirroring, maybe pouring too much love into a partner or other people in our relationships and not enough love into the self. And that's the pattern and that's the habit you're both breaking. There's nothing pure and nothing loving about codependency. It can be very draining on the energy, and it can actually make us feel so much more lost. To find balance and to find harmony, not only with yourself, but in this relationship, if you're currently in it or if it's what you're manifesting to come in, the best thing to do is to just get back to basics and to figure out your non-negotiables and to follow through, knowing that your happiness isn't dependent on an outside person, isn't dependent on an outside thing or someone that you are in relationship with. Once you do that, that is a really great way that you can find balance and you can move forward in harmony. So let's see what the 8-ball has to say. Better not tell you now. Your inner work and how you take care of yourself is going to be entirely dependent on how everything pans out. And I know, just like the cards have confirmed for us today, I know that everything will happen just as it's supposed to, that you are loved, you are protected, and you shall go forward fearlessly because you're absolutely amazing. Hello, if you've chosen this card, your dreams need a practical plan. Full moon in Taurus, then this is going to be your reading. We're going to do an energy check. This is your pile, and this is the pile for your person, for your partner. If you have a current partner or if you are about to call in a partner. And over here is the joining energy. Through the reading, we're going to just take a look at maybe the toxic habits that are present or just the patterns that are likely showing up, if that's from your side or your partner's side, and then what you can do or what you could both do to just help bring the relationship forward in healthy and balanced ways. Before we get started, I'm just gonna have a sip of water. I had a funny feeling that this was going to come up in one of the piles. I made myself a bite to eat. I went to the gym, came home, made myself a bite to eat, and I was seasoning my plate with salt. I was like, wow, like this is a lot of salt. Like it's more salt than I'm used to. And I thought, okay, I don't know, maybe my body needs it. Maybe I need to drink more water. And internally, clairaudiently, I heard, or maybe someone's feeling salty. And I think this is the pile where someone's feeling salty. I giggle because I relate. It's the only reason why I laugh, is because I understand oh so clearly. Let's get into it. Let's not pour more salt onto the wounds. Hey. And let's figure out what is happening. Okay, so this is going to be your energy check. Your first card is beauty. Number 20. Beauty. Your second card is surrender. 26. Oh, God bless you. Next, we have playfulness. To recapture romance, allow your inner youthful spirit of fun to shine. And then lastly, we have make the effort. Aw, look at that cute hug. Love that. Great love is worth taking the steps you're guided to take. Who's having problems listening to their intuition? Listen to your intuition. That's beautiful. So yesterday I was just flashing back to a video that I had recorded for my Instagram account. If you're not following me there, you should. It's fun. It's a lot of just, I don't know, like daily insightful thoughts, like amazing ideas and curious questions are answered when I sit in meditation or just sit quietly, or like super weird things happen throughout the day and I just take a moment and I record things. My handle is down below. I have it posted for TikTok, but it's the same on the Instagram platform as well. What was coming to me with the intuition is yesterday I was just mentioning the importance of being able to get quiet enough, or the importance of being able to follow subtle intuitive messages. It's amazing. When I was first going through my intuition upgrades, I don't even know what else to call them. But years ago, after experiencing these intense spiritual awakenings, of course, like my intuition and just my channels entirely opened up. And I was like, oh yeah, I remember all of this from childhood. And all of my like extra senses were very online and in tune. And it's so different today. It's so much more subtle today. My intuition will come to me in just like the quietest memory or the quietest thought, or someone just very nonchalantly mentioning something to me, but it's all a message. You know, the conversation we have, or the lyrics and music we hear, or a piece of someone else's conversation that we overhear, everything has the opportunity of it being a message. And if our ears are perking up and we're really noticing something, the likeliness that it's for us or it's trying to communicate something to us, it's our job to just kind of slow down, get curious, and ask, like, oh, what does that mean? Like, what is in that for me? There's something about needing to surrender a little bit more to the subtleties of life and really just diving in and going for it. There is, I will say, quite the energetic shift and difference between my pile number 1 and you guys. You guys, I feel very comfortable speaking. I, of course, am comfortable speaking with everyone, but there were moments in that pile 1 reading where I was like, I'm not going to say confused, but my flow just wasn't there. I found myself like stopping and starting quite a bit. You are definitely intuitive. I'm even seeing yourself having the power to channel and to write out and to figure out what it is you desire and what it is that you want to call in and how it is you want to support this relationship down on paper. You very clearly channel. In that, my eyes going to the playfulness. I don't know about you. I know for myself, it's so hard to admit this. I have a very youthful spirit and I can be very playful, but oh my gosh, I am certainly so much more serious sometimes than I think I want to be. Oh, I even said that so seriously. You know, there is something about playfulness and just I'm seeing like the guard dropping down and just being able to tune in and connect with that really sweet, divine, young energy. Okay, so I'm hearing to go on to your partner's side. So let's see the cards that they have. Change. Okay. Your sex excluded. Okay. This I'm feeling is a more like divine feminine energy. They're very receptive. The characteristics of our feminine side is to be open, to be receptive, to be intuitive, to go within, introspection, things like this. The characteristics of the masculine side is maybe linear thinking, facing challenges head on, putting forth a lot of passion and a lot of energy towards something. It's that energy being expended out type of flavor. And then here it's receiving energy from within. Myself, I navigated life a lot in my masculine energy, like always working, always trying to outperform myself. Although very creative and able to receive divine messages, I can also be very linear, very logical, and very curious. I want to study and just learn a lot of things. Like, give me all of the random facts and I am so happy. I mention all of this because I recently posted a reading just for men. And one of the messages that came up in that reading was the divine masculine is really opening up right now. Their energy is entirely shifting and just taking a whole different shape. And this change, what I was seeing is all of these layers and all of these barriers to this partner of yours just breaking down and falling away so that they then tune into their more energetic states and or like feminine receiving side, finding more balance within their energy. Next, we have peace. This is so beautiful. Oh, I love you too. Okay, then we have, of course, then we have chemistry. There's a strong magnetic attraction here. Ooh, are you in the starting stages of dating? I'm hearing yes to that. About to meet. That's really cool. Okay, I'm hearing that's it. Okay, amazing. And past life relationship. You have known each other before. Whew. This is exciting. Before we get into the joining energy, let me just snoop around into the energy of this partner coming in. Okay, cool. So past life relationship, I'm seeing tons and tons of reincarnations with this person. If you've already met, there was always that like at home feeling with them, a familiarity. You could notice that your conversation really, really flowed. There was no stopping and starting. You could have noticed an activation in your mind and in your heart, just like your energy as a whole opening up when you guys came together. Or if you haven't come together and this is a partner that you're calling in, then you can expect a lot of intuitive activation between the both of you. You already being intuitive, you're just going to be brought to the next level. And this person is really actually, I want to say they could be going through like tower moments. There could be things getting removed out of their life, just for the opportunity to live more inspired moving forward, to live more authentically to who they are. They could be going actually through a lot of changes that they're uncertain how to navigate, and they'll be counting on you to really help them through the transitions. The chemistry between the both of you is very vibrant. It's very full of life. It feels really refreshing and really exciting. Like I can feel my heart opening up. I do love my eyes dancing around all of these red butterflies on your card of beauty. This is really speaking to like a passionate transformation that happens between the both of you when you do come together, or when you did come together to experience this relationship with one another. The playfulness, maybe this partner brings out playfulness in you. Or maybe that's amazing. What I was just getting there, because my eye went from playfulness right into make the effort. Maybe this partner is helping you tap into a playfulness that you haven't released in quite some time, and just making the effort, like really making the effort to surrender and to give into the idea of trying new things, and the idea of really just letting loose and going for it. I'm hearing just go for it. They think you're absolutely beautiful, like really, really beautiful and really delicate. They really love that you provide such a feminine aspect to them. The coming together could be really, really magical. Let's flip this first. This is your combined energy, and then we're going to go in and we're going to read your dreams need a practical plan, because I was just receiving all these amazing messages for the positive aspects of your relationship. But for the sake of this video and just digging into maybe some toxic behaviors and habits and patterns that could arise, I think this card is really going to help us out. So for your joining energy, we have wisdom. Of course we do. I love this. This is really amazing. Okay. Sometimes you need to weave a bit of magic, and sometimes you need to be practical, and sometimes you need to find a combination of the two. Of course. This is so divine. This card suggests that this is where you are now. You need to use the laws of attraction to draw in what you want by imagining it, expecting it, and welcoming it. But you need to balance that with taking down-to-earth steps towards your goals. This isn't about wishing on the moon and hoping for the best. It's about making something like a list of bullet points about how to achieve your dreams. If you're asking about money, we're asking about a relationship. This card heralds a change of financial fortune, depending on both your past actions and what you're expecting and therefore attracting. So the additional messages here: laziness could explain your current situation. If so, change that and own it. Okay, and I'm hearing that's it for that. Okay, wonderful. So for yourself, make the effort, playfulness. This partner very well could bring out these elements in this partnership and in this relationship for the both of you. But it is important for you to move past the idea of maybe feeling ridiculous. I'm flashing back, and I had this flashback moment like a few days ago. Of course I did for this reading. Feelings of embarrassment. There are things that you need to let go of in order to move forward in a healthy and inspired way. There's something about inspiration that is just knocking on your door and waiting to be invited in like a really beautiful way. I'm not sure if you pray or if you affirm or whatever it is your practice is, but when I'm looking for something, I always thank God for filling me with whatever it is I'm looking for. Thank you, God, for filling me with your inspiration to live a life I truly desire. Thank you, God, for allowing me to let go of things, patterns and habits and feelings that no longer align with who I am and the trajectory of who I want to become. Now, for those of you who are already in partnership with this person, you know how this card was talking about writing bullet points and making a very practical plan. That's very Taurus, being earth energy and just things in alignment. It really does nurture and honor like consistent working towards. What is it that you need in order to feel sane and to feel on track and to feel like you're still supporting yourself in your journey intuitively? And what is it that you can provide? But I'm also seeing what is it that you need to do to take a step back. Even though we love our partners, we need to understand that the people we love the most still have their journey and still have their challenges that they need to go through. So being very intuitive and likely very tapped in, having access to this wisdom. Be patient with this partner and allow them to experience what they need to experience, because sometimes in our journey and on our path, we just don't understand the lesson at hand unless we directly experience it for ourselves. We can read a million things in a book, or we can read one thing in a bunch of different ways and still not fully understand it, but put ourselves in the physical action of things and in the experience of things, and I can guarantee we understand the situation so much more clearly. So there's something about loosening the reins and taking a step back and reminding yourself the importance of allowing your partner to grow fully into the person that they've set their mind to grow into. This is going to create a lot of peace, not only in their life, but also in yours. In terms of quote unquote toxic behavior or just like habits and patterns of the partner, I'm seeing this partner having a lot of like deep physical desire. I'm seeing it all geared towards you and finding that physical pleasure. And what they're soon going to discover is just how much more expansive life is and how much more expansive just experiencing the physical world can be in this crumbling, like in these tower moments. This desire they have for you and the beauty that they find within you runs so deep. They admire you, they love you, they are so incredibly attracted to you. This is making a shift and it's turning and it's becoming so much more than a physical attraction. attraction. There was always this light inside of you that they love and they appreciated, but they were driven mostly by physical sensation. And this is going to actually morph and transform into so much more grace and internal beauty as well. I'm seeing in this wisdom card, and just knowing the transformation your partner or your soon-to-be partner is going through, there's something about the depth that your relationship takes on, and just having like these incredible conversations like deep into the night. It's really going to be refreshing and feel like something so new and rejuvenating for the both of you. In this surrender card, coming back to your side of the reading, just over here, it's letting go of not only how you think you should be and how you should present yourself to the world, but also letting go of how you think relationships should unfold. I'm just seeing a clock, and I'm hearing myself say, I don't even know who I said it to, but I said to this person, I really want to understand that my life isn't driven by a clock. I think as people, every single one of us have this idea that we need to have A, B, and C completed and figured out by this age, and this age. And there's something about surrendering to just life and the beauty of life and allowing for this partnership to actually, what I just saw was to really hold you up and to provide this fantastic like masculine structure within your life. Expect to get a lot of support and expect for a lot of divine wisdom to channel through your partner to help you along your journey. There's something really beautiful actually about the both of you and how you both function in this world. You completely respect each other entirely within your partnership, but what I'm being shown is you're walking on one path and your partner is walking on another, but these paths are side by side. And it's really communicating to me that the both of you support each other so much, but you both understand the importance of individuality and being really strong as an individual yourself and doing all of the things that you need to do for yourselves to ensure that you fill your own cups. And as you come together, as you walk side by side, it only makes the both of you stronger. Your paths ahead are on very firm foundation, and it's really beautiful. The vision I'm receiving, there's tons of vibrancy and life to this partnership and to this connection. I'm hearing that there's nothing neither of you like couldn't work through. The chemistry and the playfulness, the surrendering, the beauty, the making the effort in combination with the change and the peace and the past life relationships. Just everything about these cards individually makes sense also together. That's wonderful. Okay, so I'm hearing that that's it for these messages. I'm going to clear these off to the side. Because the reading was a great combination of the both of you, let's just see your joining messages here. Your first message is awareness, distracted or filling life with other things. I feel this is really speaking to finding distraction in the physical world or in physical pleasure. There's absolutely nothing wrong with physical pleasure. It's just when we're out of balance, like in one way, seeking too much of it, or be out of balance in the other way from depriving ourselves. Next, we have protection, taking care of yourself as well as the relationship. So maybe this is going back to making those bullet points and just figuring out like what you need to do to stay in your own lane and how that's going to positively affect your partner. And if this is an exercise that's really helpful for you, whenever you feel and if you feel like your partner is in a receiving state to maybe do the same exercise, then for you, it's something that you could definitely recommend. Next, we have love stories, communicating and saying what needs to be said. Surrendering surrendering and making the effort. If there is any trouble with communication, this could actually be a habit and a pattern I'm seeing in childhood reflections. I'm actually seeing on both sides of this partnership, not really feeling like there was space to speak your truth and to speak up, to share what it is you really wanted to talk about. I'm seeing like a lot of hushing. There's older siblings that are influencing this. There's parents influencing this, teachers influencing this. There was something in the environment that was taking away this power of speech, power of the voice. This is something that you could definitely work together towards in finding balance for the both of you. This is a generational lesson that you're both learning together for both of your family lines. If you are enjoying this reading, I would love to thank you for subscribing, for clicking like, and for commenting down below. I would really appreciate it. It's fun for me when I get comments. I really like them. Next, we have distance. Challenges that create space between you. Remembering that through this transformation, remembering through, I think even using your own transformative journey and what it took to, I'm hearing, expedite you into the intuitive being that you are, just remembering what that felt like. I'm just flashing back to moments of feeling entirely isolated and beside myself and just, oh gosh, I was not in a good place. Like through my awakenings and through moments of spiritually evolving, emotionally evolving, mentally evolving, like it was not fun. It wasn't fun. It really wasn't fun. So reminding yourself of the not so fun parts of the spiritual journey is really going to help create this safe container for your partner in making their transition from this stage in their life into the next more seamless and loving. Calmer waters, getting rid of upheaval and leaving the drama behind. Over the next, what I was hearing was 3 to 5 months from watching this, I'm seeing a lot of shifts in the both of your lives. Oh my gosh, I just started getting thirsty again. And I was like, oh yeah, what about the part where we were talking about saltiness? So if anything is dragging you down or making you feel down and out, calmer waters are right around the corner. Yeah, like I said, in the next 3 or 5 months, all these shifts are going to take place, and there is quite the transformation, quite the tower moments, quite the change that will happen. But after that, remembering that wisdom card, there is going to be this level of depth that is introduced to this partnership that will make all of the challenges and all of the transformations so well worth it. I did want to finish every reading with the shaking of an 8-ball. I don't know if you remember these, but they sure were popular for me growing up. So I'm gonna have you just get quiet. You can maybe even pause the video if you wanted and ask a question, whatever question it is that you want. I'm gonna shake the 8-ball and I'll reveal your answer. So go ahead, ask your question. And the answer is, my reply is no. So that's a no. Whatever you ask, it's a no. Thanks again. God bless you and have a beautiful day. If you have chosen Have Faith in Your Dreams, welcome. This is going to be your reading. We're going to do an energy check. This is for yourself and this is for your partner. This card over here is the combined energy of the both of you. I'm going to just tune into and talk about toxic patterns that are presenting themselves. If these are patterns or just habits that you have or your partner has. I do this in a loving way, so hang in there. There's nothing to be nervous about or worried about. We all have things that we are currently working through, right? We'll finish off the reading with a few more clarifying cards just to help bring everything into alignment. And then we are going to conclude with the 8-ball. Let's get started here. For your side, we have the void, number 1. We also have beginnings with new moon. Heart-to-heart conversations. Honestly discuss your feelings with each other. Before I move on, if you hold things in, or you could find that you have the pattern of holding things in and not discussing things when they first present themselves, and then you just get pushed so much to the limit that conversation and discussing things civilly kind of bypasses because there's so much passion and energy and anger and frustration and all of these emotions that are already challenging to navigate to begin with are pent up inside of you, and you could be in the habit of yelling or raising your voice, or maybe shutting down and turning your back and not being able to sit one-on-one for a conversation. And the only reason why I know how to describe that so easily is because that's a pattern that I used to have. And then we have let your friends help you, ask for and accept support from others. There's also another card that's been revealed in readings a lot lately, and it's get professional help or ask for professional advice. So I'm starting to think about therapy, and I'm also seeing your mom. Talk to your mom about things. Talk to your mom about a couple of things that are coming up for you. Release. Release your ex. The time has come to clear your energy. And attraction. You attract romantic love by enjoying this moment fully. So interesting. Okay. Where do I begin? Someone here, this need to release. Now, I'm hearing it was both. I did receive a vision. This partner, having a partner separate from yourself. They had a partner and they died. And when I said I was hearing for both, this could have happened in this life, or this could have happened in a previous life, which means this person is still very, I want to say, like, energetically attached to that partner that they had. There's something about past life ties that they've had with that person. And I'm so sorry to say, but there is quite a focus coming in with someone else, and that someone else is not you. Let's flip the joining energy. Miracles. Okay. The vision I received here is obviously not for everyone. And in that case, the other scenario I'm seeing for this is this other partner, not you, left this person that you're creating a relationship with or a partnership with when that person didn't want to let them go. Or the scenario could be as easy as this person let them go and then regretted it. There are things that they really admire about that relationship and aspects that are very challenging for them to see past and get over. Or I want to even say it's challenging for them to start appreciating other people coming into their life in that capacity. What's so interesting is I'm coming to miracles, and I'm really understanding that the both of you coming together in whatever capacity this is for the two of you, there is something here about the both of you having been given the opportunity to really allow for layers to just drop off from each other. It was almost like this rebirth and a starting fresh, not only for this partner, this individual, but a starting fresh for yourself too. I'm hearing for you, it was realizing that this was possible. I'm not sure if in your case you have dated much in the past, or maybe you're new to the dating scene, or maybe you haven't dated in quite some time, and meeting this person is kind of like your answer to understanding that dating and coming into union with someone else is now like in the frequency that you are meeting. Even though I do want to say this relationship or this partnership isn't fulfilling you in the ways that you hoped to find, it's still a silver lining kind of moment. It's still something to appreciate. I will say, however, for this person in this partnership energy, they are very respectful. Maybe talking about their ex or mentioning them, it didn't come up often. They are very respectful of you, but I'm just hearing now isn't the time for them. There are quite a few things that they need to work out, and you essentially have given them that gift in giving them the courage and the strength to kind of break free in order to build themselves up. There is a lot of attraction for you, and I almost feel inspired to say that because I have the understanding that you need to know right now that this partner or the partnership not coming together in the way that you dreamed and imagined, it has so much less to do with you than what your mind has possibly made you believe. I just think that knowing how much this person is attracted to you, it's going to help you move through this next phase a little bit more kindly and sweetly to yourself. There is quite a bit of blue up here, and blue relates to the throat chakra. If you like blueberries, maybe you want to eat a few extra blueberries, add them to some oatmeal or into a shake or something, just even on their own. Or I'm seeing yogurt with some honey. The blueberries are really going to help support your throat chakra. I just flashed back so quickly to a previous life where there's a rope around your neck. There's a couple of different scenarios that I quickly flashed into, and that was like a hanging in a couple of different lifetimes, actually. And so there's more work to do in terms of communication, and I would encourage you to just be easy. Be easy on yourself and give yourself the grace. Like I was mentioning, understanding like this pattern of holding things in and all of this pressure and passion and just disappointment and anger building up inside. And then finally something like pushes you over the edge and you go at it. And instead of having a conversation, it kind of maybe turns into a yelling match, or I'm even seeing it could be the complete opposite and it makes you shut down even more, right? Like there's always two sides of the extreme, either this explosion out or this like explosion within. So what I'd like to just share and just remind you of is you're not going to get it all at once. You're not going to seamlessly turn off this habit or this pattern, but you can give yourself the grace to just find your own way and navigate through it as best as possible. Maybe getting into therapy will actually help you open up a bit more and just share what it is that's on your mind, get you into that sense of communicating and just speaking. For lack of better terms, you're going to slip up, but you will eventually find a more comfortable way of communicating with those around you. And it's going to take baby steps. I also understand that other people in your life are going to actually hear you, and a more balanced throat chakra is also going to help you hear others more clearly. We've established that communication is something that will be really important for you to work on over the next little bit. And we've also established that this person, although I'm sure they're so kind and they do have really excellent intentions, now is not the time for them to be in partnership. And just like meeting each other as a whole is a miracle all in itself. This message here of just having faith in your dreams, I want to say like continue working toward the future that you want and continue working toward the person you desire to grow into. When I was checking in on, okay, well, what are the next steps for these two? What's the next step for the partnership? The heart-to-heart conversation was really sticking out to me, and I was seeing that you are going to be the one to have the conversation in terms of taking a step back from the relationship. This is actually going to help kickstart this newfound confidence within your throat chakra. It's going to be a miracle. It's going to be a really beautiful transformation. The other thing I'm seeing and hearing here is this doesn't mean that this is the end for the two of you altogether, if that feels like that resonates. But it is clear the importance that you both need to just really take care of yourselves and do more growth and internal work with yourselves before being in partnership together and or with anyone else. So that's the energy check for the both of you here. I'm going to remove these cards and we're going to get some clarifiers. I'm going to look into the what's blocking you deck. And I'm pretty sure this is going to give us a few more messages of other like habits and patterns that need to get worked through at this time. And there's one more. Perfect. To begin, we have being guarded. You are lonely because you are so aloof. Trust others and let them into your heart. This is really making sense with the energy I was seeing of really holding on to things even more. The more we communicate and speak up and just show up as authentically as we can in terms of where we currently are, discussing our emotions, talking about what it is we need with those that we surround ourselves with, by opening ourselves up in that way. And by doing that for ourselves, not only is this going to open up the throat chakra, but it's also going to open up the heart. Fear of loss. You are afraid of losing someone or of being abandoned. Take a chance. This is that energy that I was seeing the partner in. There's still like some energy of being hung up on that. If it was a tragic ending or just a sudden ending, there's something there that really needs to get worked through and paid attention to a little bit more. This fear of loss keeps us in this lack state, this lack mentality, and it's very challenging for us to give all of ourselves to others. But the other thing that's coming through is that energy of being too smoldering then with our partner. If it's this fear of loss, then it's almost, depending on what it is, we need to grip on even tighter. Thank you. In that, I was even seeing a pattern or habit, just this element of not being trusted by this partner. Trust is built on action, and trust is built on vulnerability and being able to speak up for what it is we need, and just being very truthful and being very honest with our word. So as you work on that, then you're going to be calling in partners who are better able to trust you, because you can trust yourself to show up and to speak your truth. Fear of touch. You don't trust touch. Take small steps until you feel comfortable with others. Pent-up anger. You have unresolved feelings from your past that make you resentful toward others. Eye candy. Beauty fades. Choose someone for their inner beauty and personality. And I'm just hearing one more for that side. I do love that the cards are so affirming. I think that's it. Incomplete, yeah. You want someone who completes you, but you need to be whole on your own. I'm hearing there's one more. Okay. It's just really clear here that there's this element of either gripping on too hard or not wanting to try hard enough, because it's this idea of like, oh, it's inevitable, I'm just going to lose them anyways. The incomplete is really speaking to codependent tendencies, relying too heavily on someone else to fulfill them instead of finding and discovering that fulfillment within themselves. The being guarded, fear of touch, and pent-up anger. I'm understanding why therapy was coming up. And I'm also understanding that you've been put in positions that were unfair and unkind. And it would certainly explain where all of the pent-up anger comes from. It certainly explains the fear of speaking up for yourself. But what I'm hearing is you are so much stronger than you think. And you have the power within. And I know that you have the resilience to push forward and fight, to be courageous, and to really speak up to your needs, to find that transformation, to find that shift, and to move into a space of more understanding, eventually a little bit of forgiveness, and ideally just being your own powerful self. It will be quite challenging to be in a receptive relationship with a partner, even receptive relationships with friends, if you find it challenging to find your own voice. I know it can be a lot of work to work through these things, but I just want to let you know that you are in my prayers, and I have so much faith in knowing that you're going to figure this out. Not being you. You are trying to project a perfect image, but it's not really you. Be yourself. I think this is really a combination of where the both of you are right now, which I'm sure you'll understand as to why right now is not the time to come together in partnership. Not just with this person, but in general. Just know and absolutely remember that anything mentioned, the messages I picked up around this person and even around yourself, there's no shame and no hardness around that. It's more just clarity and guidance of where you are and what you can do to really support yourself and support the future with this relationship. But really, I want to say to support the future of other relationships that are waiting for you. Before we get to the 8-ball, where you can ask a question, I'm going to pull a couple more cards out of here. And I am going to thank you for liking this video and for subscribing. If you trust in me to deliver loving and kind messages to you in the future, I would love to help support and guide you along your journey. So our first card is believe it. Believe it. Believe in yourself. I know you got this. You are one tough cookie. Week. I'm hearing give yourself a week. Give yourself a week to think about how you're going to approach this situation and the conversation you're going to have, to take a step back and to walk away. And remember that there's no shame in saying like you're just not in a place to support this right now, and that you just need space and time to grow for yourself so you're in a healthier mindset. I always recommend sitting down and writing out point form on a piece of paper before challenging conversations take place. It really helps to organize the thoughts and to get really clear with where it is we want the conversation to go. 3 months. Sit with a new therapist or sit with your therapist for 3 months. Really put in a lot of effort into your personal growth over the next 3 months. I actually just opened up my calendar to new clients. If you feel like sitting with me is something that you wanted to do, if you feel like we could relate and I could help you one-on-one, the link to my calendar is down below. But on the 3 months, I'm also hearing like in 3 months time of really dedicating personal time to your growth, you're going to feel like a brand new person. Yes. I'm hearing they're going to be okay. If that was a question that was maybe looming in the back of your mind, like, oh gosh, how are they going to take the news? Especially because you understand like the energy that they're in. You likely understand bits and pieces of their past. And so, yeah, of course, it's common to ask, like, are they going to be okay? Yes, they're going to be okay. They're going to be absolutely fine. And right. I'm hearing right on. Also, if you were confused or if you were questioning things a lot, not just through the reading, but just in general, I'm hearing you will find the right answer. Okay. I'm hearing to ask the same question that was asked in pile number 1, and this could give a bit more confirmation to the reading, I'm supposing. I'm not sure. I don't know what the answer is going to be, but the question I am hearing to ask is it time to walk away? The answer is, what does that say? Most likely. I, of course, wouldn't be doing myself justice or you or anything I value without saying this. Use your own discernment and make your own decisions. Make the decisions that feel most aligned to you, not the decisions that feel the best, because sometimes the best decisions for us at the time feel scary and fill us with worry. But make the decision that you know your heart wants you to make. And if you need a little bit of extra time to just sit quietly and to contemplate and to consider and make a list of maybe pros and cons, if that will help you out in coming to your conclusion, then trust in your divine, gorgeous heart that you will make the right decision for you. Thank you so much again for spending time with me, and I hope to see you in another video. Have a beautiful and blessed day.